The Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister of Canada has claimed that banks in the country could be asked to immediately freeze or suspend the bank accounts of individuals in the country, as the truck drivers' protest over Canadian COVID-19 restrictions continues. The finance chief and Deputy PM, Chrystia Freeland, stated, "We are broadening the scope of Canada's anti-money laundering and anti-terrorist financial rules so they cover crowdfunding platforms and the payment providers they use. These changes cover all forms of transactions, including digital as." In theory, such measures can be enacted without the need for a court order or worries about civil liability. Freeland justified the government's stance, claiming, "The illegal blockades have highlighted the fact that crowdfunding platforms, and some of the payment service providers they use, are not fully captured under existing anti-terrorism legislation." The likes of Brian Armstrong, the CEO of the CRI. Google searches for terms like bank run, which briefly peaked in Canada on February 10, began rising again on the news, and are particularly high in Alberta and British Columbia, per Google Trends data. El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele, who has pioneered the adoption of Bitcoin, BTC, as legal tender in his country, offered some stinging criticism of the nation so often held up as a bastion of level-headed liberal democracy. Meanwhile, it appears that many of the protesters' international backers have been unveiled in a hack on the GiveSendGo Christian crowdfunding site that has helped back the protests to the tune of almost $9 million. Vice reported that the names and personal details of over 92,000 donors were briefly leaked online. The majority of donors appear to be United States-based, and many were reportedly religious groups or individuals.